Carl Jung, he isn't just some name you skim past in a psychology textbook. His work is more like a living, breathing map to the most complex and fascinating territory you'll ever get to explore, your own mind. So today, we're going to dive into his core ideas, not as some dusty old history lesson, but as a practical guide for figuring out who you really are.
Let's just start with a question that gets right to the heart of it all. I mean, think about it. In this world of social media profiles, professional headshots, and personal brands, it feels like we're constantly performing, right? Constantly curating this perfect image for everyone else. But what about the person underneath all that? That gap between who we pretend to be and who we actually feel we are? That's exactly where our journey begins.
Well, Jung actually had a name for this little performance we all do. He called it our social mask. It's something we all put on to fit in, to be liked, to get through the day without too much trouble. It's a really necessary tool for sure, but it can also become a kind of trap.
Jung called this mask the persona. It's kind of like having your own internal PR manager, right? It helps you pick the right character for the right situation. The good employee at work, the fun friend on the weekend, the responsible parent. It's a survival mechanism. But here's the catch, and this is what Jung was worried about. The danger is when we start to believe our own PR, when we mistake the mask for our actual face.
And this quote, man, it just perfectly nails the cost of getting too attached to that persona. The more aware you are of the difference between your mask and your true feelings, the more alone you can feel. It's like you're the only one who sees the script, while everyone else is they're just acting out their parts. And that can create this really painful sense of being an outsider.
So why? Why do we feel this huge disconnect? To really understand the problem, Jung basically drew up a map of the human psyche. And this isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical model to help us find out where we are and understand all the crazy forces at play inside our own inner world.
The classic iceberg metaphor is absolutely perfect for this. You see, our conscious mind, the part we think of as me, our ego, that's just the tiny little tip of the iceberg sticking out of the water. But the real power, the immense driving force of our personality, our instincts, our hidden potential, all of that lies in the vast, unconscious depths hidden below the surface. Okay, so Jung breaks this down into three main layers. First, you've got consciousness. That's your day-to-day awareness, the thing captained by the ego. Right below that is the personal unconscious. Think of it like a storage locker for everything you've personally repressed or forgotten. But then, and this was his most wild, most radical idea, is the collective unconscious. He believed we all inherit this kind of psychic blueprint filled with universal patterns he called archetypes. The hero, the mother, the trickster, that shape our myths and our stories all across the globe.